I feel like I always do before an album comes out, excited, anxious, that kind of thing. But as far as like what's changed, nothing's really changed as far as the way I approach music or anything like that. It's always been the same formula for me. Yes and no, the approach is the same but different. In other words, the 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 inspiration, the preparation, all those things that go into an album stay the same as far as just paying attention to what is out and what the wave is right now. You know what I'm saying? And kind of figuring out like, okay, well, I don't want to necessarily box myself in and conform to anything, but how can I stay current but and still be me? So I'm just updating all the time, different flow patterns, trying to come up with new ones and things like that. So yeah, that process is the same. As far as approaching albums, I approach each album differently. As far as like what I probably record anywhere from 40 to 50 songs for each album. And as I go through like my 2-year process is usually around what it takes when I start working on an album. As I go through that and I make a few songs a month, what I'll do is if each song gets better, then I'll have, okay, I got 2 songs that I feel confident about. Let me see if I can get 3. And then I might do that third one and it doesn't come out the way I thought it would in my head. So I go back to the drawing board and just build like that. And as you go through, like some of your older songs get replaced by newer songs, and that's kind of how the process is for every album. Trump has definitely inspired some thoughts, which some of it I was able to get out on the BET cipher, but sometimes I get so flustered with that whole situation that I can't even really put it into words other than to walk around like mad all day at the studio. Like, oh my God, this motherfucker just did, whatever the next thing is. Like, you're just always waiting for the next thing. And it gets very frustrating. Sometimes I'm not able to put those thoughts into words. Skylar actually was on the original hook, and she had sent it to my manager, Paul, or played it for Paul. And then Paul liked it and sent it to Rick Rubin when I was out in LA working with him. And I walked in when he was kind of in the middle of playing it, and I was like, yo, what is this? And he said, Paul just sent it to me, Skylar, and just a piano. And by the second time the chorus came around, I was like, yo, this is speaking to me. So I took it in the other room, wrote the song to it, recorded it, came back, played it for Rick, and we started talking about my wish list. And Beyonce was she's been on that wish list for me for a long time. And we talked about it, me and Paul, and Rick, and we thought, yo, this would be perfect if she would do it. I didn't know if it was going to be possible, but the fact that she did it was like, oh my God, it's crazy to me, because I felt like she definitely probably could relate to kind of the bar you set for yourself and people set for you and the standards that they have. And she's always got to meet them and try to one up her last thing she's just done, So I felt like she might be able to relate to this. And yeah, I guess I was right. There's always something left for me to prove, because I'm always wanting to prove to myself that I can still do it. And, rap music is really, I don't know anything else, So I don't know what I'm going to do when I can't rap anymore. I'll probably fucking jump out a window or something. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I always try to stay inspired, and I'm always listening to what's new. And my own competitive spirit, I always want to be in that mix and at least in that conversation, And I think that sometimes I need that. I need being counted out, I guess, to try to prove people wrong, I guess. I don't know if they're at war, but yeah, I'm not sure how to answer that, because it's kind of always been like this for every album, that all three are just kind of intertwined with each other at any given time. You know, it's not necessarily I don't usually make a song like, okay, this is only Slim Shady, you know. It's kind of hard to actually do that, at least at this point in my life. Like, I kind of just sprinkle them all in there, you know. They're all throughout probably each song. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as far as the new generation, I think that some of the artists coming up do, and some of them probably don't really care. You know, me in particular, I just the, I don't know. I've always been such a fan of rap too. My heroes will always stay my heroes, you know, and the people who especially like paved the road for someone like me. You know, I always pay homage to the ones who came before me, because they made hip hop what it is today. They are responsible. You know what I'm saying? Like, our hip hop forefathers are responsible for how that rap is even here. And I think that what I would say to, you know, somebody coming up who is young in the game and doesn't really respect that, should go back and probably listen and get a hip hop lesson. As far as, you know, it's one of the things that I'm able to do by feeding off that old energy and the new energy that's out right now, and able to try to intertwine those. So I would suggest, just for the fun of it, if anything, you know, going back and listening to, if you have maybe heard of Rakim, but you don't know his music, go listen to Rakim. You know what I'm saying? Like, go listen to Cool G Rap. If you have not heard, you need to listen to Cool G Rap right now. You need to listen to Big Daddy Kane. You need to listen to Master Ace. You need to listen to Tretch from Naughty by Nature. You need to listen to, I think that whole era was so great, had so many great artists, and so many artists going different ways in that era. So many different kinds of rap. I think that it might inspire them to, in a different way.